Americans, I'm Colonel Douglas McGregor, CEO of Our Country, Our Choice. The election is over, but the contest between the Washington swamp or deep state and President Trump's new administration is only just beginning. Today, the swamp is behaving like a rabid dog, frothing at the mouth in a fit of irrational anger. Why? The swamp is a tyranny pretending to be a democracy. Something very wrong occurred on 5 November. Donald Trump was not supposed to win the election. Americans who voted for President Trump must now expect Washington's permanent bureaucracy and the ruling political class that supports it to obstruct President Trump's every move. They may well create false flags to stop Trump from charting a new course for the American ship of state. False flags can take many forms, from incidents in overseas conflicts to domestic unrest, always targeting Americans who raise objections and speak against the tyranny of the swamp. Anyone who questions the notion that Washington knows best is vilified. They are attacked as bigots, racists, or any number of ugly epithets. Washington wants to create new categories of American citizens based on race, ethnicity, income, religious belief, or fanciful notions of gender-bending identity. Then legislate justice and fairness and mysteriously distribute tax dollars to the right constituencies. Washington's ruling political class and its supporting cast of donors also favors the current open borders regime. They want to add millions of illegal aliens to the Medicaid and food stamp rolls, with or without congressional action. They want to make them citizens, even though they broke our laws to come here. Threat inflation, always a marketing tool for defense spending, is on the rise. Neither Russia nor China want to risk war with the United States, but if Washington corners them and leaves them no choice, they will definitely fight. President Biden's utterly reckless and foolish decision to approve Ukraine's use of US, British, and French long-range strike weapons against Russia is now at the center of policymaking. Moscow has already alerted its nuclear forces to be at the highest level of readiness. This is not a meaningless gesture, nor is it a bluff. Americans voted against this development on the 5th of November. Washington's unconditional support for Israel's demands that Palestinian Arabs be expelled from their homes or die in Gaza or on the West Bank is a humanitarian disaster. Israel's new demand that Hezbollah remove its forces from southern Lebanon has killed thousands and driven 1.5 million Lebanese to flee toward Turkey. Since October 7th, 2023, Israel's political and military goals have extended far beyond the defense of Israeli national territory. Prime Minister Netanyahu seems confident that with American financial and military support, Iran and its allied forces in Syria and Iraq can be destroyed. What do Prime Minister Netanyahu's goals mean for the health of the American economy and the stability of the international system? Can Israel survive without attacking its numerous enemies? With each passing week, America's fragile financial condition threatens to become an uncontrollable economic crisis that bailouts and more quantitative easing cannot stop. With no cuts in spending and deficits rising to artificially inflate America's economic growth, there are troubling signs that interest rates cannot be suppressed. Great and powerful nations have frequently failed when they could no longer cover their own debts. Thanks to the Biden administration, President Trump may soon discover that Washington, D.C. is on this path. Imagine hiring people to fix a leak under your sink. The plumbers arrive and go to work in the kitchen. They not only fail to fix the leak, but they also blow up the pipes in your house along with the rest of the neighborhood. Finally, the plumbers send you a bill for $10 billion that you are compelled to pay. That's not a bad description of how the DC swamp and its standard operating procedures work. What is obvious to us sounds dangerous to the swamp, if not menacing. Washington's ruling class is wrong. We are not the ones who need our heads examined. We have to support the Trump administration. They deserve a shot at altering the course we are on. Of course, staying on the path of truth is always painful and costly when lies are institutionalized and subsidized as they are inside our society today. Do not despair. The fight is just beginning. We, the people who call themselves Americans, will ultimately prevail. Thank you for listening. God bless you and your families and the United States.